everyone, long time no see. Ignore my background. We're not here for the background. We are here for a skin update. It's been so long, and I'm more so active like on Instagram, but I haven't been like posting any like longer videos on YouTube. I just wanted to kind of come and give you a skin update. So I had moved away from home for a little bit. I lived in Tallahassee and now I'm back home. My skin definitely started to feel the effects of that with stress factors, environmental factors, and everything. Because if you don't know my story, I grew up having eczema, and it wasn't until I moved into like this townhome / apartment that's when my skin went berserk. The landlord had to get the carpet removed. This house was actually like closed for a little while, so no one was living here, so there was a whole bunch of dust, you know, just a lot going on in there. He eventually got some you know, regular flooring, took the carpet out for me, which was very sweet of him. I really appreciate that. So before I left for Tallahassee, my skin had cleared up. I had gone through TSW. My skin was all good. Now that I'm back home, it seems like I'm experiencing the effects of TSW, but I ain't take no steroids. So it's very weird and very like kind of crazy. So I'm going to show you my skin now. So I don't even know if this is going to give it justice really. And I also have red sleeve on both arms. So this is my skin now. So of course, like on the camera, it doesn't look that crazy. Got some wrinkling skin, which is normal, usually the norm. And right here I had like, it's called elephant skin, right? So all right here. And I figured out what caused this, and it's so weird that it's some of the effects of how your skin looks when you're going through TSW looks when you have a reaction. So I saw this at the store. I got really excited, and I also I had something on Instagram where I talk about new product phobia and being scared to try new things, because just kind of like, yes, that's formulated with me in mind, but my skin may have other opinions about it, and my skin had an other opinion about this. So I was using this, and I had also tried a new moisturizing tactic of applying the moisturizer in the shower. So it wasn't until like I realized, probably because there was no direct itch. Oh my gosh, sorry guys. There was no direct itch, but I was putting this on my legs, putting this on my feet, and this is how my skin reacted to it. And it's like, you see my skin now like this. I'm trying to put the brightness lower so you could kind of see how it actually looks. So literally, and it took me a little while to kind of realize that. So I literally have red sleeve. I literally have red sleeve going on, and I use no steroids. I have not used steroids in a whole 7 years. So I was very confused as to how this could occur. And one of the interesting things at National Eczema Expo was that there was a presentation by Dr. Ian Miles. I really loved his. It was so good. He did two things. He had a trial, what's it called? Why am I not thinking about the word? He had a trial, you know, a control experiment, and it was talking about like armicosa, which is like bacteria that grows on your arm, like, you know, part of your microbiome. And they took some from healthy volunteers and people with AD, and they put from the healthy volunteers, they put it onto the people with AD, and saw significant improvement. Not like, I think 2 people out of the study didn't see significant improvement, but they had like really like bad staph infections at one time in their life. But interestingly enough, there was a slide where he had a list of products that are good for your microbiome and that are bad for your microbiome, your skin microbiome and stuff. And that week was so wild because I ended up buying Lubriderm, and I had literally like heat bumps, heat rashes all over my the side of my stomach. In the Eczema Expo bag, I had I'm not thinking of the word. It's not, I don't think it's Cetaphil. I think it's is it? Is this CeraVe? I think it's CeraVe. Yeah, it's CeraVe. The moisturizing cream is on there too, under the list of things that are bad for your microbiome. And guess what? I was using all of those that week. And I was like, what's wrong with my skin? Like, is it the hair that I had? Because I had some crochet locks, which I know I'm allergic to the synthetic fibers. I washed it with ACV and stuff like that. I still ended up getting puffy eyes, but the way that my skin was being like in my stomach area, I was literally using all the products that he had listed in the slide talking about what wasn't good for your microbiome. That's the ones that I used. So it was kind of like devastating because I was just like, oh my gosh, like these are supposed to be formulated for us, but they're actually not good for us. And this is one of them. That's a prime example. And it is approved by the Eczema Association. Again, remember, everyone's skin is going to be different. So this is not to say, oh, the association is approving things that aren't good for our skin, but remember, they have the company does experiments where they get volunteers and there's going to be good results. And there's going to be some people it just doesn't work for. And I just happen to be one of those people, which really sucks. But it's just kind of like, this ended up giving me TSW symptoms in terms of like how my skin looks. Like, again, red sleeve, elephant skin on my knees and stuff, wrinkly, of course, like that. But and then on especially my foot, I know I had wore an anklet that my skin did not like the jewelry, and I immediately took it off, but I was still using this and I didn't realize this was the problem. So a lot of times they always tell you to test patch, wait 24 hours. And I think sometimes even with test patching, if you're not feeling an immediate itch, sometimes it can be like, okay, well, my skin it doesn't mind it. It's okay, like I can use this. But I was literally using this, and mind you, the way that I was applying it was in the shower, which is a good way to apply the moisturizer because it allows it to lock in, but it's a horrible way to apply a moisturizer that your skin doesn't actually like. Now, this had potential. I still definitely would feel dry by the time that I had finished. Like, by the time I got to work, my skin was like already dry. I just didn't feel any itching, which is why I was just like, okay, like I could still use this. It's a deep moisture body cream, and it's made with Vaseline. So currently my product that I'm using to moisturize has just been Vaseline, literally straight up petroleum jelly. And it's doing numbers. It's moisturizing my skin. Obviously, it can't do, like, I don't expect it to help so much with the inflammation because I feel like there's something that just needs to be a little bit stronger. But for the most part, that's what I've been using to moisturize. That's what I have been using to just keep my skin in lock. I was using Aveeno for a little bit, but it just wasn't enough. Like, it just wasn't enough. Like, I needed just more. That's why I was like, okay, a cream would be perfect. So I see the potential that they had with this, and I really, really would have liked for it to work, but it just didn't. So for me, it's like, I'm looking at these ingredients and I'm going to compare the ingredients to what Lubriderm has listed as their ingredients, and also to what CeraVe has listed on their ingredients, because there's something in those products that is causing me to react. And also there's a reason why it made it to Dr. Ian's list of things that aren't good for your microbiome. So this is supposed to be a skin update video. I just kind of wanted to share with you guys kind of where I'm at right now with my skin. And if you've seen my skin before, it's healed. So for me, it's like, there's no reason to doubt it. There's no reason to doubt that my skin is gonna heal. I'm gonna be okay. You know, I just know that it takes time. It took me 7 years last time, and I know that it's gonna take some time now. I feel like it's gonna be shorter, because I'm trusting in my body. Before, I wasn't trusting in my body. I'm trusting in God, because I wasn't trusting in God at the time. But I'm seeing that you just have to be mindful of the things that you use. And of course, you know, sometimes even if something is formulated for you in mind, your skin may just not end up liking it. So for me, it's like, of course, you know, this was the biggest factor, and also being like stressed, being back home and stuff like that. So it's a bunch of things, but you know, that was the main thing I was using. And the fact that I was using it in the shower, so it's like going into my bloodstream and really going into my skin, is just kind of like, darn, like this sucks. But I'm chilling though. I'm chilling. And also, you know, using like dish detergent and not using gloves to wash my hands, that's also a factor as to why I have it on my having hand eczema and stuff like that. So for me, it's just kind of like, wow. Like, I was like, why do I have red sleeve? And mind you, my skin was not like this in when I got back home. So like August, September, like my whole arm was back to normal how it was before. Like this color that it was right here, that's how it was. So for me, it's just kind of like, as soon as I started using this, and I was just like, oh my gosh, oh no, I'm allergic. And that happens to me a lot, where I'm just like, I'll use a product, think that it's good, and then it'll be like 5 days later or a whole week later, and I'm just like, oh shit, my skin doesn't actually like that. And because I don't experience symptoms of itching, that's where it happens. So it's like, when you are doing a test patch, you have to not look for necessarily itching only, but looking how your skin is reacting, seeing that, okay, that looks like it's getting more worse than better. So like, what's going on? You know what I mean? So I think that is super important, to just allow your skin time to let you know that if it likes a product or if it doesn't like a product. So I think it's important to just take that time. And also, you know, sometimes you have to just be cautious of things that are approved and things that aren't approved, because the things that aren't approved may work. I haven't tried anything that hasn't been approved, like with the sale. Like, I honestly feel like, oh yeah, one of the things that I had used was Aveeno's eczema therapy lotion cream thing that was giving me a reaction too, versus me just using the lotion. Like, my skin liked the lotion better. That wasn't formulated for people with eczema, but people with dry skin. And versus the eczema therapy, like, I was reacting to the eczema therapy, and the eczema therapy happened to just be one of the things on Dr. Ian's list, Dr. Miles's list, that is bad for your microbiome. So this is not a bash to anything. I don't want anybody. I'm literally a Nia ambassador, but I'm just kind of like, a lot of the stuff that, you know, may be formulated for us, our skin just doesn't end up liking it. So for me, that's why I kind of do have new product phobia sometimes, because I'm just kind of like, dang, like, I can look at this and say, dang, I really want this to work, but sometimes it's just not meant to be. And that's okay. And that's why I'm just kind of like, as I'm learning, okay, what my skin like, what my skin doesn't like. Like, for example, like when I tell you Metaderm, which is now called Bodywell, was my main moisturizer during my TSW, during my TSW journey. I even tried to use that, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work anymore. And I also know that when companies get sold to like bigger companies like Procter & Gamble, that the recipe changes and stuff like that. So there could have been a recipe change that caused my skin to not like this and stuff like that. But again, I just want to give anybody encouragement that if you've seen your skin heal before, like, don't be discouraged, like, if your skin is going through it again, because remember, this is a immune disorder, which means that you're gonna have moments where your skin is in remission and when your skin is in flare mode. So right now my skin is in flare mode. I'm scratching, but I'm not itchy. God has literally cured me of the itch, which is, I'm super grateful for it. But because of the texture of my skin, it's like hard for me not to just want to like pick off dead skin and stuff like that. I'm still working out that, but for the most part, I just wanted to come give you guys an update, but also encourage you to let you know, if you've been through remission and you've seen your skin heal before, just know your body got this. Try to do your best to support it. Take your vitamins, take everything that you need to do to help support your body, because if your body had the ability to heal during TSW, this right here is nothing to me. This is nothing. This is not to boast. This is like, yes, I'm still having restless nights, waking up in the middle of the night, just scratching out of habit. And also, you know, at night, that's when cortisol levels are a little bit higher and stuff like that. So the person with eczema is going to have trouble falling asleep and stuff. But if you've seen your skin heal before, and this is also me speaking to myself, I've seen my skin heal before. It's gonna happen again. It's gonna happen again. Right now, I'm just in a flare mode, which is like, if you have any autoimmune disorder, you know that people with lupus, there's moments you will be straight for, like, I don't have lupus, but again, you have eczema, you will be straight for a good, because when I tell you 2019, I would only get flare-ups, night flare, I'll get reactions on my neck, and that was due to hair products I was using. But from 2019 up until like 2022 of May, so 2019, my skin was chilling. And that's when my skin was finally like done with TSW. So that was my year of being done with TSW. My skin was at my baseline, but again, clear, normal where it's at. All you see is, you know, the trauma from like my elbows or my inner folds and stuff like that. That's all you would be seeing. But I'm like, again, if you have an autoimmune disorder, you know that there's going to be years where you will not hear this thing. But then you come back home. For example, me, I moved back home and now my stuff is in full flare mode. Number one, I have to get back used to the environment that I left for over like 4 years. So it's really important to just be patient with yourself. To number one, trust your body, because my body showed me that I have the ability to fight. God has shown me that I have the ability to fight. So to me, it's just kind of like, it's super, super important to just trust. Do your best to support your skin, to help it heal. Do what you gotta do. If that's taking Benadryl, if that's getting gloves, if that's checking in with yourself saying, hey, I'm not itchy, but I just feel like picking my skin. That's you having something like this, for example, to cover so you're not looking at it to pick. Because I realized the most important thing with eczema is like, it matters about how I feel, not about how it looks. Because if I base on how it looks, I'm gonna drive myself insane. But if I don't feel itchy, that's one thing to be grateful for. If I don't feel hot, even though my skin is like kind of inflamed here, that's one thing to be grateful for. And I was reading some posts on Reddit, and it was talking about how like when people's skin heal, they're just like, they get in the shower and they're not burning. It's just like, oh snap, this is how normal people feel. And it gave me a step back into feeling like grateful to just be like, yo, there's people, and I know I don't really like to compare anybody's journey to mine. I also don't like to undermine what I'm feeling, but it's like, I'm gonna be grateful for the fact that I'm not burning when I get into the shower, even though I've been scratching all night. And I'm like, okay, I don't have that much cuts and it doesn't burn. Like it just made me take a step back to be grateful, being grateful that I don't itch. That's the biggest thing with eczema. I literally do not itch. If you see me itching, if you see me like picking my skin, it's because I'm literally trying to pick off dead skin. So you may see me like touching in this video. It's also anxiety about like, you know, just other stuff, probably me being in front of the camera. But I'm also just kind of like learning to be grateful for everything. Be grateful for the fact that I don't experience itch. The other day I finally got in the shower. I was not experiencing any burning, any burning from cuts that I may have caused myself. And it's just kind of like, I'm super grateful for that. Like, and I think that it's important to just trust in your body. That's why I'm just kind of like, I went through TSW again. I allow myself to feel how I feel about my skin now, but I'm just like, that is nothing in comparison to. That's why I was kind of like, dang, why does it look like TSW again? But it's not that. It's not TSW, because I know I didn't use any steroids. All I used was that. So for me, it's just kind of like trusting in the fact that I know my body can heal. My body can heal itself. And that's what's most important. And I just wanted to come in and talk with you guys. I'm definitely going to be doing some more videos, doing little other stuff. I'm sorry. I'm tired of just talking about what I'm going to do. You'll just see it. If there's anything you want me to make a video about, by all means, go ahead and comment. If you have any advice on things that you're using, that you're taking each internally. I also started taking some probiotics, but that was just yesterday. So I'll keep you guys updated. I'm also going to insert the picture from Dr. Miles's slideshow with the list of products that are good for your microbiome and the ones that aren't. On that list, you'll see that the ones that are good, they're in regular font. There's one at the bottom, like a sunscreen that's italicized. And, during the presentation, he was like, the ones that's italicized are actually, yeah, we say it's good, but it's actually like not. So just also be mindful of that. I hope to see you guys at Eczema Expo. It's in Orlando, Florida this year. It's literally in like 2 more weeks. I'm definitely going to be vlogging again. So I'm excited to see and meet new people. It's literally in my state. So I'm super excited about that. I live in Miami, so me and my friend are going. I'm excited to honestly, I'm ready to get in that hot tub because it's at the Hyatt Regency and it's just one of the best hotels to me. Like, I love that hotel. That's where FAMU has their Florida Classic Florida Classic, well, that's the host hotel for the Florida Classic, FAMU Florida Classic, BCU versus FAMU. So me and my friend went there last year. When that hot tub was so good. And my skin cleared up for a few days because I was just out of the house. I was just relaxing. I was only worried about myself. It just felt really, really good. So I look so forward to that. I'm looking forward to that hot ass bathtub. That's why I was just like, it's so funny having dry skin because it's just kind of like, baby, ain't nothing gonna stop me from getting in that hot tub. Nothing. 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 Okay? So if you stayed through the whole video, I really appreciate you watching. If you're new to my channel, my name is Jen. I used to go by Mermami because I was really inspired by mermaids and their scales, and obviously they're mythological and stuff like that. So I felt like you should love your scales because eczema is literally scaly. I'm going by Select Skin Jen because I have selective skin. So welcome to my channel, and I hope that if you have any comments, go ahead and comment. If you've used this product and it worked for you, by all means, I am happy. Anything that relieves you of your eczema symptoms, I'm always going to be happy for. But I'm still on the hunt for something that works for me. Right now, I'm just using petroleum jelly, so I'm chilling. But yeah. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, a wonderful day. I pray that you get some sleep because I know having eczema can defeat your sleep. No matter how much Benadryls I pop, I still wake up in the middle of the night. Can you believe it? It's actually pretty funny. It's honestly kind of like, I could take like, and obviously it's not, you know, don't want to sound like I be pill popping, but if I take 6, I can still wake up in the middle of the night. And I was just reading I didn't read it, but I saw somebody had posed a question like, can your body build up, you know, a tolerance to antihistamines? And I definitely believe that because it don't make sense that I could take 6 Benadryls and still wake up in the middle of the night. My sister takes only 2 and she's out like a light. But again, she doesn't take them regularly, so she's not going to be used to them. But again, thank you so much for sticking through. I hope to see you guys in my next video. I hope to see you at Eczema Expo. And I love you.